Good morning, church. Good morning. Is there anyone here today that does not feel welcomed? As I listened to Reverend Lisa, she talked about Janetta and some of the comments, I guess, with regard to her being here every Sunday. She gets my vote. Thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful tune. And for this great, great month, this time of resurrection. I've always enjoyed the month of Easter because of all of its significance. It is the most sacred time on the Christian calendar, the time that a man would dare call himself the Son of God, then enter into a tomb, and 3 days later rise up out of that tomb and declare that all power is given unto him. And then dared us to do the same thing that he did. Isn't that just so amazing? And then for Reverend Lisa to come with this wonderful theme this month, I rise. Why don't we all just say that? I rise. I'd like to begin today by sharing with you a word of poetry as it relates to this wonderful message. So just listen to this if you will. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the dirt, but still, like dust, I rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high, still I rise. Do you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I am a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wonderfully clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise. I rise. I rise. Sister Maya Angelou. Let's take a moment and repeat that word again. I rise. I rise. And then I'd like for us just to rise into the Christ that we are. And we're going to do this in a collective experience. I'd like for you just to relax where you are and close your eyes. And as I speak these words, I invite you to personalize them. And with your eyes closed, whisper into your own consciousness, today is my resurrection. Take a deep breath and just relax yourself into that consciousness that today is your resurrection. In this moment of keen awareness, I open to a reality beyond my humanity. I command my mind and heart to recognize I am divine. I rise into realization that every aspect of me physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, is divine. The Christ that I am is infinite life and love. I am the Christ breathing life into my noble intentions. I am the Christ beholding the divine in everyone. I am the presence of resurrected life. As I shine the light of life, I champion others' knowledge of their wholeness and well-being. I am the light of divine love. In my embracing presence, people glimpse their true nature. They heal and renew. They live and love. In awe, respect, and appreciation, I declare this word as the truth of my being. I am grateful. I am blessed. I have risen into this new realization of myself. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I rise. It's a wonderful thing that we are empowered to raise ourselves up. Today, we've been invited to become empowered and to rise above every difficulty, every challenge, and enter today consciously into a more abundant living experience. Now, Jesus declared this divine freedom when he said these words, I am the resurrection and the life. That I am announcement is the tool which unlocks the source of energy to our creative power. And I want to emphasize that today. This I am announcement, that Jesus came out of the tomb and declared, I am the resurrection and the life, gives us great meaning as it relates to ourselves. You know, it was the New Thought mystical writer Joe Goldsmith who wrote this. He says, you are always unfolding in that place where you recognize that I am I. From the moment that Moses realized I am that I am, he was the master of every situation. James Wyman, in his book, The Moses Code, says that this I am pronouncement is the most powerful manifestation tool that has ever been announced to the world. And we use it so often unknowingly. The ancients began by giving us the understanding of it this way when they said this, if that same spirit that raised up Jesus Christ from the dead be in you, it will quicken your mortal bodies. In other words, when we become conscious of the illumination of spiritual energy, it has an impact upon everything in the world of effects. So think on that for a moment. If that same spirit, and we know that it would have to be the same because there is but one. But see, there is conscious use of spirit, and then there is the unconscious use of it. But as we consciously acknowledge that the same spirit that empowered Jesus to come up out of the tomb, if it is within us, then likewise we should have an expectation that it has a great impact upon our world of effect. Everything that you do, everything that you are a part of, everything that you are visioning, everything that you are speaking, everything in your world is impacted when we allow the Christ within ourselves to be resurrected. So the I am announcement that Jesus made, this tool, which unlocks this creative energy, we're going to use it today and understand how we are using it every day. See, because everything that follows this I am statement releases into your circumstance a demonstration of the Christ. An example, oftentimes individuals come to me and say, "Hi, Dr. Ronnie, how are you?" I say, "I'm extraordinary." And people look surprised. And the surprised look that they give me, I give it back to them. I understand what I am doing. I've been a student of this teaching for a long time. See, I'm not one of those folk that come to church and come to an instance like this and listen to what someone said and forget it the moment I leave out the door. See, it's about really receiving what it is that you're hearing. When someone tells you that this statement, "I am," releases some kind of great inspirational power into your circumstance, and to be careful what follows that word, I say be conscious of what follows that word. See, when I say extraordinary, I have a vision of what it is to be extraordinary. And therefore, I want my life to be a reflection of that. Now, we can be fine, and we can be good, and we can be all these other things that we say all day, every day, and that's okay if that's where you are. But I'm trusting that as we rise, that we move beyond that place where we once were and begin to embrace the power that is absolutely inherent ours. So whatever that is following that pronouncement that you make, do you have a vision of what it is? See, because with the vision, it becomes something that is unfolding in your life. See, I want to live an extraordinary life. I want to be a great participant in life. I want to do extraordinary things. I want to go to extraordinary places. I want to have an extraordinary demonstration. So when you ask me, how am I? That is how I am. See, I grew from being good. And that's the same invitation that's given to all of us. Today I implore you, stop just being okay. Stop just being fine. Stop just being anything that comes to your mind just to move a conversation and realize that you are empowering your circumstance. We so often wonder why there is no greater mobility in things for us. Why we're not climbing to the places we wish to climb to. See, in life, we either decide that we're going to participate or not. And it's our choice. And whichever, decision you make, it is your business. But I'm hoping that most of us will embrace this idea of allowing the greatness that has been buried for so long to come out of us the same way Jesus came out of the tomb. Amen. And that's what this message this month is all about. It is about rising up. We can start at where we are right now, to look at where we are right now in the whole scheme of things. Where are you at in your circumstance? Where are you at in your life? And are you at the place where you want to be at? And do you see yourself growing? See, every time we come in here, it's an opportunity for further growth. And that should be our mission each time we enter into this place. I heard someone say today that this is holy ground. See, it becomes more than just a statement. When you plant a seed in something that's holy, the expectation is that which follows the planting is going to be great. It cannot be stagnant. But see, it's stagnant when we have no vision because, as the scriptures say, without one, the people perish. Yeah. If you can't see yourself moving from the place where you are to the place where you want to be, you are living a stagnant life. And once again, that's fine if that's what you want to do and if that's where you want to be. But today I invite you to see yourself as a resurrected being. To understand what it means when it says that all power is given unto you. Have you ever stood in your mirror? And I've said this several times when I've been here in the past. And as you looked at that image that was there, you said to that image, God is going to get some glory out of this. Now, just think of that. God is going to get some glory out of this. Now, if you said it, I want you to ask yourself, did you lie? Or do you see a movement, some motion, that you are standing in a divine vibration? And as you are standing in that vibration, you are being energized by all that Spirit has to give you. Something is flowing into your understanding. And as it flows in, it is for your use. Now, either we take the gift that's been given to us and bless ourselves, or we just forget it and continue to play church. It's kind of up to us. But see, we are speaking and we are calling forth the known and the unknown, the seen and the unseen, but most importantly, that which is expected. As I started when I said that I'm extraordinary, and that's my expectation. I have a vision that goes with that. So I want everyone today to just take a moment and speak some resurrected changes into your circumstance. I brought some today, and I'm going to speak them, and I'm going to invite you to repeat it after me. Now, don't just say a word because you heard a word, okay? Speak from your heart. Speak from your understanding. But most importantly, speak from your desire. Okay? First one. I am blessed. I am talented, creative, and a visionary. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am happy. Now, let's just think for a moment. What does it mean to be blessed? Now, we hear people say it so often, and especially when folk come out of traditional churches. How are you? I'm blessed and highly favored. Okay, what does that mean? What does it mean? I mean, it's wonderful. If you are blessed and highly favored, it needs to mean something. There needs to be something within your mind that accompanies that word. Something that is going to pull a blessing into your circumstance that is going to cause you to be highly favored. What you are saying powerful things, but have a vision that goes with the word that you are saying. When you declare that you are talented, creative, and a visionary, what does that mean? See, you are one with the genius of God. There is but one mind, and that mind is God's mind, but yet that is the mind that we use. And in that mind, all things are known. Everything that is necessary for your creative expression is already known in the mind of God. But what you have to do then is to align yourself consciously with that mind. And in that alignment, you're seeing yourself as a channel for it to flow through you. And as it is flowing through you, the genius, the creative genius, the talent, and all that you could ever desire is flowing through you. Now, since it's flowing through you, what do you do with it? What is your desire? Where is it you want to go in this great experience or adventure that you call your life? Just think on that. What does it mean to be healthy? Now you say, I am healthy. And you see, and I say so often, this is a great affirmation, especially when you are dealing with a physical challenge or you have a difficult prognosis. For you to say that I am healthy, that means that you're saying that the I am, the real you, that source of spirit within you, the idea of God as you, cannot know disease, cannot know limitation. cannot know anything that is a detriment to its existence. So what you are proclaiming is that the real man, the real woman, the real you is healthy. And therefore, you are speaking to the cells of your body that they come into alignment with this idea because it is a divine idea and is the idea of spirit as it is speaking through you. What does wealth mean to you? What does it mean to be wealthy? Does it mean that now you can run and blow up a credit card somewhere? Does it mean that you just run and just start spending like someone crazy without regard to any of the obligations that you might have? Or does it mean that there's a creative energy that you're going to use to alter your circumstance? That you're going to draw to you the wealth that you need to live a vision that you have for yourself? To realize that that's possible. You know, to reflect to that moment, for instance, when God called Abraham and took him up on top of Mount Canaan and said, listen, for all that you can see, I will give to you. And not only to you, but all of your seed that will follow you, I will give that to them. But it was conditioned upon seeing it. All that you can see. You know, so often when we come to church and they instruct us to be quiet because it's a meditative moment. It's a meditative moment because there's some of us that are serious that we want to go to that quiet side to have a look. We want to see beyond the appearance. We want to see the promise. And the promise is a spiritual idea. And a spiritual idea is only one that you can see when you have quieted yourself and you have gone within yourself and have aligned yourself with the real I am that you are. And in that moment, inspiration pours forth into your understanding. In that moment, ideas come forward into your consciousness. Into that moment, you see yourself being, doing, and having your desired dream. In that moment, you feel the demonstration of God in your circumstance. What does it mean to be wealthy? Can you see a change? Imagine abundance coming from known and unknown and seen and unseen places. See, so often we are limited because we will only go as far as we can see with our physical eye. So this is what being creative is all about. Being able to see in the abstract and believe in the present. And know that all you need to do is open yourself up and allow good to find its way to you. Are you able to see yourself as being happy when you say that I am happy? This is an important affirmation in those moments when you are sad, when you're in the moment of despair, especially in those challenging times when someone very close to you have transitioned away from you. They've crossed the veil and entered into the other side. And we're sitting there and we're in this moment of despair and sadness and feeling all forlorn, as opposed to seizing that moment and say, I'm happy. Because greater is he that is within me. See, there's some happiness in this idea of God within me. There's some happiness that comes with this alignment of spirit. There's some happiness when I understand that that is my inherent good. I think of a happy moment, a time in my experience when I was just absolutely ecstatic and seize that energy and to bring that energy to this moment now. See, understand this if you don't get anything else. You have the power. You have the power. Whatever it is, you have the power. You have the power to struggle, if that's what you wish to do, and you'll bring on more struggle. But likewise, you have the power to pick yourself up out of that undesirable situation if that is your desire. See, we stay in places where we don't want to be because truly we really do want to be there. On some level, that is what we are holding on to. You know, I can recall when I was here and I was teaching a class and we were talking about the steps of treatment, and got on the step about release, and that was difficult for a lot of folk to just kind of deal with. This whole notion of letting go. You know, giving whatever it is that you don't want over to a power that is better able to handle it than you. But see, oftentimes on the surface we say that we want to let go, but underneath all of that we believe that we know better than God how to handle this because this is my circumstance. You know, so I'm going to handle this. God, I got this. That's what we're really saying, as opposed to just letting it go. Think on this. When you let a lot of that go, you're creating the space for more to begin to flow. It can't flow because there is a dam that is holding it out, and you're the author of that dam yourself. I rise above all of that. Because see, when we rise, we enter into a place of power. See, Easter and this whole story of the resurrection, it comes to remind us that God has empowered us to roll away the stones of defeat, to roll away the stones of limitation, to roll away the stones of denial. You may recall there was a song that Sherwood used to sing it the most when he would be here about we are climbing Jacob's ladder. And there was one part of that lyric that said, rise, shine, give God the glory. And that's what we need to do sometime, just within our own consciousness. Say, you know, now it's time for me to rise. It's time for me to shine because there is a divine proclamation that I am the light of the world. And I can't be the light of the world if I have no shine. I can't show anyone their way out of darkness unless I rise above it and shine myself. And God cannot get any glory whatsoever if I'm the representative and my whole experience is one of doom and gloom and neglect and defeat. I call myself extraordinary because I have the vision that goes with being extraordinary. So when I say that I am, I understand the power that I'm releasing, whatever it is that's going to follow that. And I invite you to be conscious of the same. Peace and blessings to you this morning.